right, good morning. Happy Saturday. Where I am, it's quite chilly, so I hope you've got a warm mug of something to enjoy while we chat for a few minutes. Today, I wanted to talk about self-publishing versus traditional publishing. And yes, I realize I fully skipped from I have an idea for a book to I'm publishing a book. I don't know why, but that's what felt right to me. We're going to go with it. So, with self-publishing, you have control of everything. If you're going to have illustrations or even just little sketches at the beginning of chapters or anything like that, you have the final say on all of that. You also incur all of the risks as far as marketing expenses and labor for marketing. You incur any expenses involved in paying for illustrations, potentially the ISBN, which we'll talk about in just a second. Hi, Monkey. Hold on. This is Monkey. She wanted to say hello. She knows all about publishing too, don't you, baby girl? Yeah. Mommy's doing a video, okay? All right. So good and bad on that side. You have total control, but you also have all the risks. You also get all the rewards, though. Nobody's taken any percentage of your book because it's yours. You did all the work. On the alternative side, we have the traditional route. Now, the traditional route is more labor-intensive up front. Once you've got your book, you have to farm it out. You have to find an agent. You have to find a publisher. That can potentially take years. You have to be really, really good at getting rejection letters and not taking it personally. But at the same time, recognizing when sometimes you get what we call a good rejection, which is one where they say, here's some things we would suggest to improve it. And then if they feel right to you, implementing them without diluting your message or your story. But assuming you find an agent and you find a publisher, at that point, they take over. They may edit your words. They may edit your pictures. They may give your book to somebody to illustrate that you don't really love. They may change if you have little sketches or photographs. They may say, nope, those don't work, and we're changing them. You may not be crazy about it. You might be fine with it. Totally a very personal decision. But they also, in doing that, hi, Socks. Socks would like to say hi as well. Hi, Socks. They assume a lot of the financial risk. They will pay you, I forget the word right now, it just escaped me, but they'll basically pay you an amount of money on the assumption that you're going to sell at least that much worth in books. Now be careful, because if for some reason you don't, they may ask for it back. Read your contracts very carefully. But assuming you sell books, they will give you that money up front. They will assume the costs of marketing and all of the effort of marketing. They will assume all of the printing and production costs, which with self-publishing, depending how you publish it, you may or may not have to assume, and we'll go back to that in a second. They'll assume all of that. Then at the back end of that, they're going to take a percentage of your book, of any of your earnings. Good and bad on both sides. It depends on what you feel like, how you present, how you feel like showing up with your work. For me, I am not literally married to my illustrator. He lives in a whole other country. We're not literally married. But work-wise, I feel very married to him. I could not work with any other illustrator than the one that I have. And that's one of many reasons I don't feel compelled to go the traditional route. But it's different for everybody. Now, like I said, with the production costs, for self-publishing, I personally do it through Amazon, which means that Amazon is assuming print costs. And they do take a percentage of the book as a result of that, which is fine. But I don't have, it's fewer people putting their fingers in the pie. Also don't make a ton per book. Let's face it, no author makes a ton per book. You have to be like a multi-time bestseller to be at all making a living from it. You do it because you love it. Now there's other ways you can publish as well. Through Amazon, you can only do paperback or ebooks. If you for some reason want to do hardcover, there's other services out there. There's one that's on the tip of my tongue and just left. But if it comes back, I'll let you know. And the other thing to be aware of, the big difference between self-publishing and traditional publishing, is your ISBN number. That is the number that libraries and bookstores use to identify your book. Think of it like a social security number for your book. Now, here's the thing. I personally think they're a little bit of a scam. I get the point behind them, but here's the thing. In the US, they're about $125 a pop, just for this number. But if you publish through Amazon, you can get it for free. They just place some limitations on it. You can't like sell your book through other vendors or whatever. Let's face it, nobody buys books anywhere else anymore anyways. I mean, that's not really true. They do buy them through independent bookstores sometimes and things like that. But with that, what you can do is you buy your author copies through Amazon. You bring them to the local bookstores. The local bookstores buy them from you, and then they can still sell them to the public. It's really not a big deal. But here's the thing. If you live in like Canada, ISBN numbers are free. I know, so is health insurance. I get it. But to me, it just seems like a big scam. If they can be free, and in other countries, some other places in the world, they're free. Some other places in the world, they're a lot less money than $125 a pop. I just don't feel that compelled to pay $125 for a number. It doesn't make sense. So I get the free ones through Amazon. And if and when I want to put them in local bookstores, which occasionally I do, I just bring them copies, and they're more than happy to buy them off of me. Usually it's 25 to 50% of the regular purchase price, and then they sell them on to their people that come in to shop. But I'm not so worried about can people get it on Barnes & Noble? If people shop at Barnes & Noble, they also shop at Amazon. If people, I just feel like it's not that big of a deal. And most local libraries, not so much mine, but most local libraries are very happy to work with local authors, and they don't really give a crap where your ISBN number is from. If you donate them your book, most libraries are happy to have it. So it's really, to me, it's a big scam. My personal opinion. Feel free to disagree with me. I'm happy to have that conversation, and maybe I'll learn a reason why it's important to pay that $125 for a number. Those are the big differences between self-publishing and traditional publishing, and the reasons that I choose to self-publish. If you have questions, comments, thoughts, concerns, or you just want to learn more about writing in general, please check out my Fiction Writers Facebook group and ask away. Put them in comments here, put them in comments in the Fiction Writers Facebook group. Reach out to me privately, but please ask. I'm happy to help. Have a wonderful Saturday. Bye.